Hi, I'm Dina. I'm the Nightly Stitcher here on YouTube and also over on Instagram. And this is Tootie. If you follow me along, you know who Tootie is. She is not cooperating. She doesn't want to be up here. She wants on my table here. We're in my quilting room today, and she doesn't like to come up here in my quilting room. She's good in my sewing room, but that's about it. So I'm going to go on and put her down so she can go back and do what she wants. So, yeah, I've been gone a long time, as you know, if you follow me. My last video was, I think, February 27th, 28th, somewhere in there. And it's been a rough year. I just haven't been able to do videos. I'm going to try to explain what's been going on, and it's probably going to be a little hard, but I want you all to be, I want you all to know what all's been happening and why I haven't been on YouTube. First of all, I do want to welcome anybody that follows me on a regular basis for coming back after such a long spell. I appreciate your friendship and following me along. I hope you enjoy my videos. You've been supporting me a lot during this time, so, and texting me, and I'm doing a lot of us, but I'm sorry. It's just kind of coming as I think about it. So anyway, I've had quite a few people that have been sending me messages, excuse me, sending me messages and emails and texts asking if everything has been okay. They miss me and miss my videos. So I've really tried to get back to it actually for probably about the last month, and I just haven't been able to do it. So, any new followers, I hope you stick around for a little bit. If you're not interested in what's been going on in my life, you can also fast forward till you see me holding up some of my stitching, and then go on from there. But yeah, life has not been good in 2025 for us. As you know, on my last video that was in February, we lost Isabel. We had 5 palms January 1st. We've had 5 palms for many years. They are very special to me. And January 30th, we lost Isabel. And she was about 15. She had heart condition for several years, and then in February, we got through February. March 28th, we lost Tanner. Tanner was our white and tan palm. He was also around 15, and he had developed a cough, which came on kind of sudden. We thought it was upper respiratory infection. And so he was coughing real bad for a day, and the next day we took him to the vet. They x-rayed him, and he had a collapsed trachea. So we went there thinking, I'm sorry I'm not looking at the camera, but I have to get through this. But we took him to the vet thinking we would just get an antibiotic. I'm sorry. And we didn't bring him home. We couldn't bring him home. So, this is harder than I thought. So that was the end of March. April, I just couldn't stitch. I was so depressed. I did no stitching at all during April, and I have been fighting a severe depression since then. And so In May, we were okay. And in June, Teddy, who is Hannah's brother, which if you follow me, you know Hannah and Teddy are brother and sister, and Tanner was the dad, and Emmy was the mom, who we lost in 2019. So, Teddy had a heart condition for many, many, many years. We had him on heart medication for so long. And so we had seen him going downhill over the years, but he was doing okay. He took his medicine. He, seemed pretty good, other than he had to stay on his heart medicine. He was 13, I believe. Yeah, they were born, him and Hannah were born in 2012. January 1st, they were New Year's babies. So anyway, it was June 7th. That week had been pretty rough. He was mainly sleeping, wasn't staying up on his feet very good. His feet was going out from under him. He just wasn't doing well. So June 7th, we made the decision it was time. He had started throwing up that day a couple of times, and we just thought it was time. It was not fair for him. So we had to say goodbye to him. So we now have Hannah and Tootie. And I'm going to get through this. So we have Hannah and Tootie. And I have, like I said, I have been severely depressed. And I'm sorry. I knew I was going to have to do this. But I just didn't think it was going to be quite this bad. So, we have the two of them. And so far, so okay. So far, so it's okay. Hannah is the same age as Teddy was. She's 13. I had to bring her up here, and she's laying in there on the bed because she was barking downstairs, and we try to keep her from barking because she coughs, and I think it's probably a trachea thing going on with her too. So I had to go down and run her upstairs so she would quit barking. So she's laying in there on the bed asleep. But yeah, I have been so depressed that there's been stretches I haven't been able to function hardly. I've talked to my regular doctor, and I'm just putting this out. I'm not one that usually tries to tell my family business, and especially with depression, because people judge, and I'm just putting it out there in case anybody else has been dealing with this. But I have been so depressed that we've gone to my doctor, our regular doctor, and he prescribed me some more medicine. I've fought depression my whole life, kept it to myself and my family, but I've taken medicine for many years, and so my doctor upped my medicine after we told him what had been going on, and that I was just basically not at a good spot. And so he increased my medicine, and it still wasn't doing well. So he had suggested counseling, and I didn't want to do it. I'm kind of a private person. I'm a very private person. But I kind of had reached the end of the road, that I had to do something. So I'm sorry this is taking so long. So my daughter helped me, and my daughter Angie had helped me and set up a visit with a mental health behavioral clinic. I'm not really sure what it is. They've got therapists and counselors and psychiatrists and all the stuff, but I just never felt like I wanted to go into a place like that and talk. So anyway, we did. She went my first visit with me and kind of helped make me comfortable and help tell them what was going on. And so then I have now been going to therapy. I think I've gone 5 times now, and Steve has been going with me. The therapist said I could come by myself or I could come with someone, whichever way made me feel more comfortable. So I have been going to therapy for 5 weeks now, and it is helping. This is not what you see now, only while I'm talking about it, but I think it is helping. It's a slow road, but I feel like getting up and doing things. I feel like stitching. I feel like cleaning house. I'm still having back trouble, and now I'm having problems with my knees, which has been an ongoing thing, but they're starting to get pretty bad now. So having that issue too, which doesn't help when you're already depressed that you can't get up and do very much very often. So anyway, I think I'm on the road to recovery, and I'm starting to enjoy things. I'm cleaning on my sewing room and my quilting room. I'm sorting again because, as you know, if you watch me, I had been trying to sort and reorganize my sewing room and quilting room, and I never finished it. And so I've just been throwing stuff back in these rooms, and I'm back to trying to get things sorted and organized and cleared out. So I believe that is it. I just wanted to mention it. I've got a few close friends, close YouTube friends, and I have Jeanne, who is my best buddy. Found her through YouTube and StitchCon. We just have clicked and love her to death. She's there for me whenever I need her, and I'm going to try to be there for her whenever she needs anything. But I have told 2 or 3 people what had been going on that I felt very close to on YouTube, that we messaged back and forth. And I couldn't decide whether to mention this or not, but I felt like I needed to. I don't like to come on here with a false face. I like to tell, the truth, and I don't know, just I don't like to look fake. So anyway, they knew, and I couldn't decide. I told them, I said I couldn't decide whether to discuss this on my video or not, but I would decide at the time. And I really feel like there's a lot of us out there that are struggling with mental health, whether it's something, really bad, or if it's just depression. And depression can get really bad, don't get me wrong. But anyway, I just feel like if you're in a place that has been similar to mine, that maybe it would help you to reach out and go to some counseling and talk to a therapist. I was brought up that you didn't tell your family business, You know, my mom was one that was, I felt like probably suffered from depression too and anxiety. And whenever I had a problem, she'd say, well, you just got to suck it up. And, you know, you just can't always suck it up. You just get to a point that you just don't care anymore. You're tired of fighting it, and you're tired of sucking it up. So I believe that we're on the road, the right road now. So anyway, with that said, I'm going to move on to happier things, because I've got a lot of happy things to show you. May take me a minute to get my composure back, but I have been stitching, and I've been enjoying that very much. I went to StitchCon. I'm not going to go over much of that, just show you what I bought, because since February, there's just so much that we'd be here for days. I did go to StitchCon and bought a few things. I've got lots of stuff I bought from Joann's when they were going out of business. We were on vacation when Joann's was going out of business, so I bought lots of stuff then. My husband has hit 2 jackpots in storage units. If you follow me, you know that he buys storage units and resells the contents, and then I always get to reap the benefits if it's something along the line that I would be interested in. And he's hit one unit that had quite a bit of cross stitch, and another unit that had quite a bit of quilting. So I have that. I'm not going to show you all of it because there's just more than what I want to deal with. I'm just going to show you a few things. But anyway, let's get on to what would be fun to look at first. I'm going to show you this first. So when we were on vacation in Gulf Shores, and that was in April, last April, early May, we came home and our kids had come in the house, and this was so funny. They had come in unbeknownst to us, and they hid these little ducks everywhere. And so we started finding little plastic ducks. And they are teeny tiny. I'm sure you've seen them. I have them in a jar. They're these teeny tiny little ducks. And so we started finding these little ducks. And that was, like I said, end of April, early May. We got home, I think it was the 3rd week of May. And we are still finding ducks. So they have hit the basement, the main floor, the upstairs, and the attic. And so my daughter, Sabrina, asked me if we had a container for them. And I said, yeah, I put them in a jar. I got a container and put them in it as we find them. And she said, no, you'll find something that holds them, and you'll find out how many you have. So this is the jar I finally found, and that was, I don't know, it was probably a couple of weeks. It says you've been ducked. So these are the ducks we found so far. And so when I took the lid off to put some ducks in it, this is how many ducks we have to find. 225. Well, there's 100 ducks in here right now. So we're actually more than halfway, because I have a tiny bowl that I'm throwing extra ducks in because I know I have an even 100 in here. So we're throwing the rest of them as we find them in a bowl, and then I'm going to count them at some point. But anyway, yeah, this has been a whole lot of fun finding these little ducks. And I just found one yesterday. I opened a kitchen drawer, and it was a drawer that has, it has your silverware on it. It's 2 layers, and it goes back, and there was a duck back in there. So we're just finding them everywhere. So it's been really fun. So anyway, that's all I had for that, but I wanted to share that with you. Now I have 2 finishes. I'm going to show you this little finish that I have first. And it is from an Etsy shop. I had showed you these patterns before. This is Nikki pattern, and it's on Etsy. That's where you can find her. And I ordered this it's been within the last year probably, but it is a whole bunch of, I was thinking it was like 15 patterns of birds. And, well, I'm not doing a very good job, but gosh, it'll give you a picture, a colored picture. When you run the pattern off, when you print it off, it comes out really big. But anyway, here's like the blue jay. So they have some really cute patterns. They're not that big. Whoops, there goes my book. So anyway, I have it. I printed them off and then I bound them with this, with my binding machine. So I did a bird out of this, and actually I have nowhere. I do have a place, but I'm gonna have to throw it down. While we were on vacation, I signed up for, it was called Markup RXP. I've been checking on it. It's an app, kind of like Pattern Keeper apparently, but if you go to Markup RXP's app, you get a 2-week free trial. And I never thought I would be an electronic stitcher, but evidently I am. So I looked at it real close and thought, yeah, I'm going to give it a try since it's a 2-week free trial. And I think it was like $17.99 for the year, something like that. And I thought, well, I've spent more than $17.99 in a waste, so that wasn't a big deal. So I thought the cost was very reasonable. So I did the 2-week free trial, and I did this little bird. This is called the pink robin. Now, I have never heard of a pink robin, but maybe there is such. All we have here are the robins that have the orange breast. So oh, it got dark for some reason. Maybe because I put that up there. So anyway, this is the pink robin. I uploaded, whatever. Put the pattern on Markup RXP and stitched this and thought, this is the best way to stitch ever. I can see now why people use their tablets to stitch. So this little guy just took me a few days to stitch. It went really quick. And I'm going to do like they showed in the pattern. I think I'm going to do several of them, frame them in hoops, and hang them on the wall. So I have my next one. I'm ready to start it. I'm going to do the cardinal. We have lots of cardinals here, and we feed the birds, so I'm going to do a cardinal there. But I can get, I think, 6 on this piece of fabric, and then I'm going to put them in a hoop, in hoops. Okay. Let me throw that back there. I had a big finish was it last week, 2 weeks ago? Probably 2 weeks ago. I finished Cardinal Point. It's Cardinal Points. It's by Long Dog Sampler, and I guess they coordinated with the Gentle Art, so it uses all Gentle Art threads. This is the pattern, and this is the page out of my binder book that I'm keeping track of all of my information now. I made my own binder book at the start of the year. It's done. It is stitched on 18 count white Aida. It was 22 stitches by 22 stitches. It took a lot of Gentle Art Sampler threads. Well, here, let me show you that. That's what it takes. And then they are so pretty. So here's my finished piece. Let me do it this way. Go back. Yeah. So how do people do that where they get their screenshot there? So maybe I'll make that my screenshot. We'll just stay here a second and see. While you look at it, maybe I'll get a screenshot. So if not, I'll try to get my own screenshot like this. So anyway, I love the colors of it. Let me go back over here. I love the colors. They were so fun to do. I enjoyed the border. Everything on this was so fun, except I had to graph out, you know, the bottom part with my name and all, and I don't like to take the time to do that, but I did. I stitched everything as it called for, except on the bird's wing. If you look on the pattern, the bird's wing looks kind of brown, but it calls for, don't remember now. Anyway, they look more yellow, and our cardinals don't have yellow wings. So I ended up blending two threads together. I took gold leaf and buckeye scarlet and blended one strand of each together, and I'll bring it up to show you. That is what I did with the cardinal wings. And there's one on each side. So that's the only change I made, was just by blending that wing thread. So I'm going to lay this over here. Like I said, we're in my quilting room today, so I have my long arm setting right here, and it takes up most of the room. Okay, so let me see what, I've got notes, but who knows whether, you know, I just don't do well with notes. I jump all over the place. This was my stitching so far this year. I don't know what you call this. It's just where every month has however many days divided up on it, and you color it in as you, on the days you stitch. January, let's see, February, March, April, May, June, and I haven't colored in. Oh, yeah, I did, right down there. There's July. So as you can see, I haven't stitched some in this. There was very little stitching here at this time period of February. This is broke up into like 1, 2, 3, looks like maybe 4 or 5 days in that A. I didn't stitch there. So everything in black, I didn't stitch on those days. And as you can see in April, I didn't stitch at all. July, I got a little bit more stitching done. There's just a few black sections. So now we're into August. This you can find on the internet. I have an original copy that I just made a copy of, and I think I'm going to do this again next year too. This year started out good. I did like 10,000 stitches in January, and from there it went downhill. That's a mess. I'll have to pause to get it cleaned up. Okay, we're going to move on to my whips. I have got so much here. This is, I have lost my pattern. I'm going to pause just a minute. Okay, I rounded it up. I've dropped a whole basket of stuff. And this little pipsqueak wants back up here, but she only wants up here to get on this table, so it's not going to work out, and she's going to find out she has to get back down because we can't get on the table and shake the camera. Now what are you going to do? Huh? You can't get on the table. You went down on the floor again? Oh, give them your sad face. Give them the sad face. Oh. Okay. Go back in there with Hannah. Okay, I found my original. So this is what I'm currently working on, as are a lot of people. Let Freedom Ring by Leela Studio. I am not participating in the SAL because I just don't do SALs. I don't do any kind of stitch-alongs because I'm not good at it. I stitch on what I want to stitch on. And I had this started before they started the SAL. So, that's just, I just started it, and I just want it. I mean, I started it before the sale did, and so I just stitch on it when I feel like it. I want to get it done before July of next year because of the 250th anniversary of our independence. So this is what I have done so far, and I am loving this. I'm enjoying stitching on it. I have the top of the Independence Hall is completely done, except I have to back stitch. Okay, let me try this. The last 4 rows of this I have to back stitch, but all of this is done up through here. Now there was one of my viewers said that it looks like the 2 flowers on the sides are mirror images of each other. But if you look at the chart, they are not. Excuse me. And see, I'm backwards, so I'm going to have to figure this out. Okay, I had stitched all of the dark green in here, and that was all when she told me that. And when I got to looking, some of the colors were backwards from over here. So like the light green area would be a dark green on this side, and I didn't like that. So I wasn't real sure how I was going to do it. My copier does not print a mirror image. So what I ended up doing, I wanted them to match as much as possible. I took a picture of the chart that had this in it, on it. I took a picture of it, and then I flipped it on my phone before I printed the chart out. And that worked fine, and then I could go on from there. The only thing was, if there was an arrow pointing one direction, I believe it was backwards, but that wasn't hard to figure out. So I am going to go back up here. I think there's 3 leaves on this side right here. There's only 2 on this side, so I'm going to put the 3rd leaf up here. The berries are there. This leaf, this right in here, I couldn't think it was that leaf. Yeah, that leaf right there will not go right into here because it gets down into the other part. I'm not sure where. Part of it. Anyway, I'm not going to drag it out too far, but anyway, that's where I'm at. The 1/1 is not real fun, but I'm getting it done. I don't mind stitching 1/1, but this is a 36 count, so I don't care for the 1/1 on 36 count. This, the other night, I don't know if this would help anybody or not. Let me back it up and show you what I am doing. I have a fairly new tablet, and since I did the Markup RXP, let me open this, and I said I love stitching on the electronic version. I'm going to find this right quick. Let me go into my photos. So there's supposed to be a way you can load your charts and your paper charts into Markup RXP, but you've got to get things lined up, and I've tried it with a small chart and I haven't been able to figure it out yet, and I'm not one that has a lot of patience for it, so I just do my own thing. So what I'm doing, I went through and took pictures, and this is like, I already have this marked off, so you're not going to get anything out of it anyway. I've got that all marked off, so you can see. I took a picture of different places of the chart, and then, of course, it's in my photos, and I just go to I have it like this, and I just go to my edit on my photos, and when you do that, you can, like, highlight or mark off or whatever. So let me go to another one that I am doing. So this is the pink flower that is down there. No, it's the pink flower at the bottom that is already finished. Okay, I have that page photographed, and what I do is I just take a yellow dot and my stylus and I just touch that symbol as I stitch it. And the only bad thing about it, Markup XP will count your stitches. I have to count mine and mark them on a piece of paper. So that is how I'm doing it. And I can like go around, I can go up, I can zoom in farther if I need to. And this is similar to Markup RXP, except it tracks everything. So this is what I'm doing for anything I can't load in Markup RXP. And what I have done with my pattern, and I don't know, this is missing a square. Let me do it this way. I'm jumping around too much. Okay, the colored part is what I started when I was using a paper copy and highlighting, and you're not going to be able to screenshot this and chart it, so I'm not going to worry about it. The highlighted part on here is what I was doing with a paper copy. I was marking off and highlighting and counting as I went. Then I decided to do the photo and the edit on my gallery or photos and mark it off on the tablet. But anyway, this is what I did. I taped it all together, except I have one page missing. Because that page, for some reason, everything lined up perfect. When I was gluing it all together, it lined up perfect, but that page did not want to line up. By the time, if I had it lined up at the bottom of that page, it was off by one square at the top. So I got to recopy that page and see if I can get it to fit, then put it in there. But then I just kind of just go across the page, take pictures, and then work from there from my tablet. So let me go back over here and show you. So all of this up here from this row, this is like dates. I don't know if you can see it, but it doesn't really matter. But all of these are photos that I've taken just randomly on this page so I could get it all in. And I just pull a page up and stitch and mark it off and write down count my stitches, write it down, and this is how I keep track of my stitches when I have to count them myself. I just put the date, July 29th. What I'm working on is Freedom, and I just write my stitches down, total them up at the end of the night, move on to the next day. Like yesterday, I didn't stitch at all yesterday, and I just put DNS for did not stitch. So then I'll do today here. When I get the page full, I'll add it to my calendar, and then I'll just rip it out and throw it away. Start a new page. So anyway, yes, this is Let Freedom Ring, and I'm really enjoying stitching on this. And Robin, look, this is your needle minder. I love that. This one I bought, and I can't find my project bag. I think it's downstairs. My project bag that I made has Betsy Ross on it. Alright, so, gosh, this is going slow. Alright, so I'm going to go to my next one. I did write down, this is what I should have done to begin with. I stitched on goldfinches and lilacs, and I gotta find them. Not that one. Not that one. Goldfinches and lilacs is here somewhere. Not that one. I think it's this one. Yes. This is goldfinches and lilac, and it looks like my project is not in there. Nope, that's Calendar Girls. I know I pulled it. Let me look at this again. Nope. Why has this got to be so hard? I am struggling with this coming back. I figured I'd have to start this 4 or 5 times, but I just did it a couple of times. Maybe I should have done it tried to started a couple of other times. Here it is. So I started this February 23rd, right before my last Flosstube. And this is what it is. It's a Dimensions Gold kit. I asked my husband, well, I had this on my Christmas list, and I can't remember whether it was my grandson's girlfriend that gave it to me, or my husband, but I got it for Christmas. We have lots of finches. Then we also feed them, and this is my progress on it. And this has been a fun little piece. I haven't stitched on it for a while, but I had worked on that one. And then the next one, I'm going to do these in order as how I stitched. So this one was stitched on after the finches. And it's Calendar Girl, and I'm doing Calendar Girl June, which, let me see if I can quickly find the pattern. And if I can't, I'm not going to take the time. Okay, this is June that I am stitching on. And I'm doing all of these, and I have, I don't know, probably a half dozen left. I don't know how many I have done. These are Calendar Girls. They're on my lap stand. This is a Case Creation lap stand, in case you're interested. Oh boy, I don't know if I'll get this. Yeah, got that one off. These wing nuts are pretty hard to get off, or to loosen up, to unroll it. Okay, so I'm just, well, evidently I did September, not June. And I have that one. Is it done? No, it's not done. I didn't think it was. So that's September. I still have to put some flowers on that vine. I think that's all I need to do. I thought I was doing June, but it's September. And I totally forgot. I had picked this out. I was going to do it as a precipitation stitch for 2025. And I worked on it during one day when it was raining or snowing, and I totally forgot about it after that. So it hasn't been worked on, but just that one time. So I got to get back on that when it rains. And it's actually, it rained this morning, but I wasn't stitching. The next one is, and I'm not doing these in order like a lot of people do with starts and finishes and all, apparently. This is a new start for me, but it was stitched on after Calendar Girls. And it's in a hoop. Can you believe I'm actually stitching in a hoop? Because I never stitch in a hoop. And let me get it out. Lay that over there, and hopefully it's not going to fall. Everybody has this. Everybody's stitching on it, and I had to get in on it. I'm not doing a sal. If there is one, I stitch on it whenever I want. There's some beautiful close-ups on this. I have wanted to do this for so long, and finally I just bought it and thought, I'm going to start it. So I started this while we were on vacation. Whoops. Or shortly before. Sorry. I started this March 8th. And I did, again, I'm going to quickly just show you. I taped the chart together. I trimmed down the sheets of paper, taped the chart together, took pictures of it, and it is also on my tablet. And throw them in there, throw that over there. But again, it's just been so handy. So if we go up here, I'm just going to scan right quick. I have taken pictures just randomly, and I just pull up a page and I stitch, and it's so easy. So that's how I'm stitching it. I got started on this and I could not quit. I had to make myself put it away and do something different. But if I pick it up now, it'd be the same way. I wouldn't want to quit. But this is my progress since March. And I did a lot of outlining because I wanted to take it to StitchCon and have just fill in. And then I wouldn't have to worry about getting off on anything. So that's what I did. I worked on it the entire time that we were on vacation. And then I worked on it at StitchCon, filling in, and I have just loved it. And the background I'm going to stitch in, I think it calls for 936, or I think it's 936. Anyway, it takes a lot of 936, and I was afraid I was going to run out. So I ordered like 24 skeins of 936 because if you know my big red ship of life, I am running out of floss for it, and the floss I had, there was a dye lot difference, and so all the new dye lot, the new floss doesn't match. And that I'm going to get to in a little bit. So that was a peacock, a unicorn, and a badger. And then after that, I worked on and finished, I started and finished the pink robin that I showed you. Then I worked on cardinal point that I showed you, and then let freedom ring, which is what I worked on, have been working on now. Then I had a start in February, and I couldn't remember if I showed this to you or not. So I'm just going to show it to you again because I pulled it out. This is a Luca S kit. It's called Tulip Bouquet. And I thought that was so pretty. I love Luca S kits. If you've not tried Luca S and you've been thinking about it, they are wonderful kits. Their floss comes on these cards. They come pre-wound. And then if you have any extra left over, there's a place, well, here, I have it upside down. That's why it looked funny. They give you your symbol, and then there's a little place over here with a hole that you can just slip your extra threads in. So I love Luca S kits. Once I got my first one, I have bought several more. Now, let me see where I want to go from. I need to show you this. Let's hope these don't go off in the floor. Let me see. Okay. Hang on. I forgot to show you the piece. That's what's still in there. So this is what I have done. It's just that little dab. And like I said, I couldn't remember if I showed it to you last time or not, but because I started it so close to the video, but I don't remember if I showed it to you. So I just wanted to show it to you today. I would like to get back on this one. I thought it was very pretty. Okay, so I think that's it on what I have stitched on. What I am going to do, I'm going to stitch on my oldest whip. I've kind of tried to come up with a plan, which you know me and plans. I'm going to try to stitch on my oldest whip, which cardinal point was my oldest whip. So I'm going to concentrate on that, but I'm also going to pick something else that I want to stitch on besides what I need to stitch on. And this one here, I can feel I have a needle magnet down in the bottom of it. This is considered the lilies. And I'm not going to unroll the top because I think most of you know what it looks like anyway. This is where I am on Consider the Lilies. This is my oldest whip, and it was started in April 24th of 20. Cardinal Points was a New Year's Day start of 2020. So now I have it done. I can move on to this one, and this is April of 2020. So I have to go back up here and fill this in later, but this is as far as I've gotten. I'm using all the called for threads, and it is stitched on, I don't really know. It's a 22 count hard hanger. I've been doing this without my glasses. I can't believe it. But yeah, it's a 22 count hard hanger. So that one is going downstairs so that I can work on it along with Let Freedom Ring, because I'm wanting to stitch on Let Freedom Ring. Oops, that one's already zipped up. So those are the two I'm going to work on right now. And I thought about doing like a 2-week rotation, but I don't know. I get started on something and then I don't want to quit, and I'm not real sure how I'm going to do it, if I'm going to stick to a 2-week rotation or just when I'm tired of it, I'll put it away. Now this one I have not stitched on this year. It was 2023 was the last time I stitched on it. I love it. I pulled it out last year, this year, and was gonna stitch on it, and I just don't think I ever did. This is Big Ship, the Big Red Ship of Life. This is the one that I realized I was not going to have enough thread, and got a decent amount of stitching on it, but I knew I wasn't going to have enough thread to finish it. So I had mentioned it in my last video that I wasn't going to have enough. I had bought 6 skeins of red at Walmart, and it was a lot more pink, and so that wasn't going to work. I thought about taking one strand of what I had and putting it with one strand of the new color, and maybe it would blend in until I ran out, and then I just used the new color. But then it's still going to look funny if it's kind of pinkier towards the bottom than what I started out with. Well, I had several people that messaged me and said they had some older DMC, because I think what it was probably a dye change or a formula change or something with DMC, because I know the environmental stuff has changed some of it. As far as dye lots, they've had to change stuff to meet environmental requirements. So I had several people that contacted me, and gosh, I was just blown away. And I want to show you what I have. I know I have enough to stitch. Everyone was so kind to send me older DMC floss. Older, it's number 304. I think I forgot to tell you that. This is all 304, and it looks like it's got some dog hair on it. It looks like this is all going to match. If it's not, it's very close, so we're going with it. After I got this much, I was sure this was going to get me through the finishing on Big Red Ship of Life. So I had several people that I mentioned, or that had mentioned it, and I said, just hold on to it. Let me see how I do. If I need it, I'll let you know, and otherwise, I didn't want to take somebody's floss if I wasn't going to need it. And there was one lady that was so kind. She sent me a lot. I can't remember, but I think it was like 11 skeins or something like that. It was just amazing how many she sent. But I definitely have enough to do now to finish it. And this is what I have done so far. And like I said, I did not stitch on it last year at all, so I do want to stitch on it this year, so that should be coming up in a rotation at some point. I haven't stitched, I have about 35 whips, I think it is. And I haven't stitched on a lot because I've been concentrating more on my oldest whips and getting through them. So that's fine with me. You know, I am not one that ever, I don't abandon any of my projects. I'm not sure. It just, everything stays together. And I just stitch on what I want to stitch on, and I get through it. So I don't think there's anything I ever really UFO. I just eventually get it done. So let me throw this stuff back here. And that is all that I've worked on and that I finished. I want to kind of look over my notes and see. So anyway, I did want to give a big thank you to everyone that did send out the 304 floss to me. I just appreciate it so much. And then let's see, we're going to move on to I did have another one according to my notes. Now I don't know whether, let me find it here. This one. I don't know if this is one of those I wasn't sure if I showed it to you last time or not either. But a viewer helped me out on this. I had picked this pattern, or this box up. This box was open, and it was on the freebies table at StitchCon 2024. And it has the printed mat, which is in here. Let me pull this out. It had the printed mat. My nails kind of match that. So it had a printed mat. It had, I think, all right, the printed mat, the backing. I think it had this floss. I think it had the pattern. It didn't have the floss, I think it was. I think that's what I was missing, was the floss. It's been too long for my brain to function with it. But anyway, a viewer helped me out on that. She said she had it and wasn't going to stitch it, so she sent it to me. So I have it started. And this is one that wouldn't take long to do if I just get it out and finish it. But so you just stitch the little chairs that are sitting there at the beach. And I think that's so pretty. But I was surprised when I got home, and it's like, oh, well, I can't do anything with this because I don't have the whole thing. And I'm pretty sure it was the threads. Now cardboard just fell through. And I just put them on a piece of poster board. I don't like them hanging like that, but I'd rather have them on bobbins. But that's okay. I don't mind it that bad. Not with small kits. So that, like I said, I couldn't remember if I showed it to you. But I wanted you to see it. And I also wanted to thank the lady that sent it to me, because I really appreciate it. I didn't want you to think that you sent it to me and then I did something with it or not going to stitch it. So that is all my stitching now. So we're going to look at, I don't know why I have scissors over here. We're going to put them up there. So now we're going to look at, gosh, my notes are so out of order from what I've said. Okay, we're not going to go with notes anymore either. We're going to look at some goodies. And I have a lot of goodies. I have stitching I bought from shops. I bought from Keepsakes. I bought from the Annex at Keepsakes Annex at StitchCon. I have bought at thrift stores. I have hit the gold mine at thrift stores lately. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, we're going to, let me see. I tried to sort these piles, but I know they're not gonna be right. So I'm just gonna tell you sort of where I bought them, if I remember. All the new stuff's going to come pretty much from Keepsakes or 123 Stitch. So this, I know I bought at Keepsakes. Bent Creek. Okay, wait a minute. I gotta get them shaky hands. Daisy Flag. I have the penguin. It's a penguin flag, holding a flag. I have that one. I love all of these. I gotta move just a little bit. It's hurting my back. Okay, I bought that one, and I bought Cardinal on an Egg by Bent Creek. I bought, okay, this one I have to say thank you to Jeanne and Ashley. Hi, girls. They bought me this at StitchCon. And then, because they know I love peacocks. And then, they also bought me this fabric for my birthday at StitchCon. Isn't that pretty? So thank you, girls. And then, let me fold all this. I want to kind of keep this stuff together. Then I bought this one at StitchCon. This one is, let me see if I can see it without my glasses. An 18 count Ada by Grace Notes fabric called Earl Grey. This one that I'm going to show you is a 32 count Lugana from Grace Notes, and the color is called Barbara. So that is very pretty. And I have a plan for this. I am going to, and I can't decide whether I'm going to use this one or this one yet. I've got to pull colors. But I ordered this from Flossabilities probably a year ago off of Etsy. I printed it out and bound it with my binding machine. And it's called Trick or Treat Town. And this is what it looks like up close. It's got the little trick-or-treaters out and the ghosts in the cemetery. And what is so cute, if you zoom in, I don't know if I can get it on here or not. There is the little French bulldog that was in like the one that was in Hocus Pocus. And he has his little devil's cape and horns on. So that just practically sold me, but I really like the old style houses here. So one of those two fabrics are going to be used for this, and I want to start that very soon. I had gone to Keepsakes, and I told them I was needing this because it was called Haunted, is what they called for. And at Keepsakes, they told me they had this, which was Frankenstein, and it was a close match. But this is not a close match because this is very much a blue. And this is very much a greeny brown. So I went ahead and got it because I didn't know if I'd find anything else or not. So I bought this at the store, at Keepsake store, because I thought I'd use it for something anyway. And then when I found these in the annex, they were what I was going to go with. So this piece here, I bought this chart at the annex. It's by the Artsy Housewife. It's called Queenie. And it's on more of a blue-gray fabric, but it's probably more gray than blue. But I think it'll look good on this. This comes out almost with a little purpley look to it on camera, but it's more of a brownish green. So I think I'm going to put these two together. And then, and this was called Frankenstein. It's a 36 count. And I don't know, it doesn't say, Bestitched Me. That's what it is. So that's that. So that is all the fabric I think I bought at StitchCon. Yes, I'm still in here, Pumpkin. You want to come in? Tootie's standing in the doorway like, are you still doing that, Mom? Because she goes in our bedroom, and she goes, because that's where she sleeps at night. She sleeps with us. she'll come up the steps and she goes straight in our bedroom. And she'll go in my sewing room because I spend more time in there than in here. But she doesn't like to come in this room. And I've even put her a little bed in here, and she still doesn't like to do it. And then I bought a corner gauge from Keepsakes. And it has a QR code that you're supposed to be able to get some free patterns. I haven't tried it yet, but I just wanted one of their corner gauges. I bought this at StitchCon, a study in nature. I have wanted to do this one for a long time. I didn't buy the fabric. I may end up buying it at some point, but I have no plans to start it right away. I bought this one because I absolutely love the house. It's called Real Comfort. And I just love big houses. And then I bought this one. This is Flights of Fancy Italian 1801. And this was funny because Jeanne and Ashley and I were looking around and we saw this stitched up and we saw this little bird stitched up. Wait a minute, this little bird stitched up. It was all by itself on a piece. And I can't remember what it was, if it was a dish or an ornament or what. But this little bird was so cute by itself, stitched on something. And we were trying to find the pattern, and it ended up being on this chart. They just took the little bird and stitched it by itself. So I love this one. I think I may start this one kind of soon. I have decided I'm going to just start a bunch of stuff. I keep thinking, no, you don't need to start a whole bunch of stuff. And then it's like, what the heck? I'm going to start it, and I'm going to enjoy stitching on. I am very much a process stitcher. I don't care whether I get stuff. I don't care how long it takes me to stitch it. And I don't care whether I frame it or get it fully finished. I just enjoy the stitching part. So if it's something I really want to stitch on, I'm going to start it. I bought this at the shop at Keepsakes, and I saw this when it came out, and I absolutely loved it. I love the style. You don't see this very often, and this is one that's going to be started very soon, and that is Quirky Factors 2025. You just don't see the old colonial style that often. I love these people. There they are on the back. But they had them all done at StitchCon or at Keepsakes in the shop, and they had all of them hanging up, stitched up and finished like this. And that really sold me. I liked the style, but once I saw them stitched up, I had to get them. This one I had never seen before, and it actually is dated 2013. Can you believe that? This chart is 13 years old. I found it at Keepsakes, and I am a sucker for a big project. So this one is by Plum Street Samplers. Let me get it up nice and close so you can see it. And it's called Ladies Maids. I just love this piece. And I don't know if I can read it without my glasses. And I did have glasses up here, but I do. It says, when nature fails and day and night, divide thy works no more. My ever grateful heart, O Lord, thy mercy shall adore. But I think all the little maids scattered all over it is so cute. So, yeah, that's going to be hopefully in the near future. I bought another animal cracker. I haven't stitched any of them, but I have almost all of them. I bought bones. I'm seeing so many people getting these fully finished, and they are just adorable. And then this is old. I'm just going to show them. I got my Cross Stitch magazine, which probably everybody and their brother has seen, and because it's been so long. But I got that one. it had some cute stuff in it. I got my Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. I subscribe to both of these. This is the absolute best magazine you could ever buy, as far as I'm concerned, if you're going to subscribe to a magazine. It's about 50-50 Punch Needle and cross stitch in it. I don't do Save the Bees. It's pretty. I don't do punch needle, and I have no intentions of doing punch needle because I'll try to show you a few of these. Whoops. I'm not showing you the punch needle, I'm just showing you the cross stitch. But I am not going to do punch needle. I have no time, no space to learn a new hobby. Oh, here, this one was, I think, let me look. I think this one, yeah, this one was really cute. So, anyway, that's the magazine. There it is. I did find this one. Where did I find this? This probably came from October 24. I don't know where I got this one. But it's a cross-stitcher magazine, and it does have some very good... It's a very nice quality magazine. I think it comes out of the UK, if I'm right. But it has some very pretty patterns in it, too. I don't want to flip through because this is at an hour and 11 minutes, and I've got a lot to go. This one, oh, I got to show this one. One of my viewers that I keep in contact with, Susan, picked this up somewhere, and she said she just wanted to look through it, but she didn't want to keep it and wanted to know if I wanted it. And I said, sure, I'll buy it off of you. And she was so kind, she sent it to me and didn't charge me at all for it. I'm not a person that accepts gifts well. I guess I should say thank you and accept them, but I've just always been one that I want to pay my way, so I offered to pay her for it, and she said no, and I thought that was so sweet of her. So thank you, Susan. I'm getting so close to having the collection of their cross-stitch Christmas, and they're by Craftways. And this year was, I don't know what year it is, but it was, it's by Craftways, and it was called From Hand to Heart. Every one of them are called a cross-stitch Christmas, but each year they have a different name for that book, that particular book. Oh, my husband found this at a thrift store, and it's a hoop and a robin, so it's a whole little kit. So I think he picked it up for like $1, and it had a $6 tag on it at some point, but got that. I have this that I really think is cute. I bought this. These came from a secondhand shop. And then this one, Winter Star, secondhand. That was Leisure Art, so was the other one. This one I found locally. A lot of these I found on our, either going to StitchCon, because we hit thrift stores in Cincinnati, or when we were in Alabama on vacation. But some of these I found locally. I found these locally just the other day. These are called Butterflies, Birds, and Blossoms. And I thought those were really pretty. This one has, this one's the same, I think. No, it's a little different. It's got, yeah, that's a bigger piece. And then the hummingbird. Watercolor wildflowers. This is really pretty. That was one I found locally at a thrift store. And then this one I found at a thrift store. Butterfly, The Beauty of Butterflies. This one, I bought these, but I don't know where. I think I got them. I think I got that at StitchCon. I think, does it have a keepsakes tag? No. It has a tag, but I don't know. Might be 1, 2, 3 stitch. But this one, the Stitching Parliament. I love these owls. And this one's called Rest a While by Plum Street. I like foxes and acorns, so had to have that one. This one is called Salem Sisters Stitchery by Primrose Cottage. You know, back in the 80s, maybe the 90s when I was stitching, we finished things in hoops. And then it got to where you didn't finish things in hoops. It just ran its course and people didn't do that. Now we're back to finishing in hoops. I got this one, The Witch Next Door by Primrose Cottage. This one I had never seen. I don't know how I've not seen it because I have so many of Kathy Barrick's patterns, but I got a winter sampler. Am I going to stitch all these? Sure, yeah. But, you know, there's the collection part of cross stitch. This one is by Tiny Modernist, The Pumpkin Coach. That might have to be a start soon. This one I found, I guess I found it in a thrift store because I paid $3 for it. It's a Riolis, and it's called Hello Autumn. $3. It's a full kit. Got floss, the fabric, the pattern. I don't know how old it is, but I don't care. I bought this one when Joann's was closing. I found it way down the line on price. Found this at Joann's in Pensacola, and I thought it was cute. I found this one at a thrift store, and it was marked 15, but I didn't give 15 for it. I don't remember what I gave for it. But it's a complete kit. Again, it has fabric, threads. I might have gave 15 for this one since it was a complete kit. I'm going to turn that fan off just a minute. I don't want to pause it. I'm just right here. So I'll be right back just a second. That fan is starting to make me kind of cool. Plus, we don't have to listen to it. And I have to get back on this chair. Okay. This one is another thrift shop find. It's called Chickadees and Lilacs, which I already have the Finches and Lilacs. This is the one that only had a chart. And evidently, they had stitched it because all the floss, this is kind of funny. This is something I would do. They cut the floss off, and the numbers are not DMC numbers, but I'm just gonna, so you can see that's floss down in there where they cut it off. I'm gonna just match it up to some DMC at some point. And so I paid $1 for this. So I basically paid $1 for the chart and then the samples of floss that I can match it up to. I'm going to throw these down in here. I'm getting too much of a pile, and I'm afraid it's going to slide. And if it slides, my soda's going to go over. Let me see. Oh, dang it. Okay. Then I have another punch needle. That's because I've been forever doing a video. So what are we at? An hour and 19 minutes. So I'm not going to flip through here right now. You know, if you want to look through it, we can do a flip through of some of my magazines a little later. I've got some other things that we can flip through. Just let me know if you want me to. Those are going to slide right through that gap. I got the Cross Stitch Halloween for this year since I subscribed to the magazine. I kind of took a guess at this to see how it was going to be. I didn't, it might have been a dud. I ordered it from Amazon haul. I didn't know there was an Amazon haul. It's where they mark pattern, or they mark stuff down, so it can be anything that Amazon carries. But they have discounted it. So I ordered this to see how it was, and it's fine. It's called Merry Christmas. Kind of got dark there. I have the lights on to my long arm to try to make it brighter in here because it's cloudy out and it rained earlier this morning. And those put out a lot of light. But it has the floss that is already carded, so I don't have to sort it. It has, whoops, right down in the floor. All right, it's all going in the floor. It's going to stay there. Okay, anyway, it's carded, so I don't have to sort it out. And I can pick the pattern up, I think, again. The rest of it went sliding over there on the other side of my table, so I'm not going to get up and get it. But anyway, I thought that was cute. You could do them all in a row, or you could do them as individual ornaments. But I didn't give a whole lot for this. I think I gave $6.99 for it. So check out, let me put that back in there. Check out Amazon haul, and you never know what you're going to find. It looks like it's 14 count 8 is what it comes with. This is gorgeous. I got this year's Craftways book. It's called Comfort and Joy. I want to do a flip through with this. So if you let me know if you want to do a flip through. We'll do this one. We'll do the other one that I got, and we can do my 2 punch needles if you want to. Just let me know if you'd like for me to do a flip through of these. But isn't that beautiful? That's a full coverage, and I just love this piece. That right there would sell me on the book. And then I got a little it come as, I guess, like a little freebie. It's just little buildings that came in with it. Let's see. Jeanne was nice enough. She gave me this out of her collection by Twin Peaks Primitive. I love Twin Peaks. And this one, Founding of America. I believe she just finished this one. Jeanne and Ashley at We Stitch and We Know Things on YouTube. They have such good videos. They have beautiful pieces. They're funny. They're mother and daughter, and they just laugh at each other, and they're so fun. I just love them to death. They've become very good friends of mine. Like I said, Deanna's just kind of my bestie long distance because she's in Tennessee and I'm in Missouri. I bought a turtle bag for my doodads, my stitching doodads, when we were on vacation. It was in a little shop, little antique mall. It was up by the register. It's like, I'm a sucker for a sea turtle. So I bought one of those. I ordered these off of Amazon. I had not seen them before. I have some of these little bulb ornaments, but mine are just like antique brass. These are all different colors, and this was on the Amazon haul also, so I didn't get very much for these either. I think I ordered 3 or 4 things. I ordered some pins, like corsage pins to make some counting pins out of, and some other stuff. But this I found at a shop, or at a thrift store. And they are these, I don't know what they call them now. They're the little clear pockets. You put them in a binder. You put your bobbins down in here. And I just bought them because I thought, I use bobbins all the time. And I thought, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them. But for the price, I was not letting them go. I don't think there's, they were $2 a package. So a set of whatever's gotten marked over. A set of 10. So there's 10 sheets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they hold 20 bobbins per sheet, and there's 10 sheets. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I bought all they had at the thrift store. So for $8, I got all of those. And lastly, well, sort of lastly, I ordered these from Amazon, I think. I'm pretty sure I ordered them from Amazon because I wanted this so bad last year, and I kept looking. I put off, and I wanted it so bad, and I put off long enough that it was sold out. So this year, or it finally came back on Amazon, I believe, and because I get emails from Luca S. with all their new collections and stuff. But anyway, I think it was Amazon where I got this, or it could have been 1-2-3 Stitch. I know I don't order directly from Luca S. They're overseas, and I just find it here in the United States somewhere. So it could have been 1-2-3 Stitch or Amazon. But when I saw this was available, I told my husband, I said, I'm not holding off this time. I had to have this. I absolutely love it. I have the one from year before last. I think that's just the reindeer by itself. And I think Amy Loves Toads has been stitching on that. And I love it. And then this one is a fairly new one, a new kit. And I had to have the owls. So I bought that. We're not going to get through everything because we are at 1 hour and 27 minutes, and I'm going to cut it off here pretty quick, and we'll do another one later. I'm going to show you one thing that I have that I absolutely have to start. And I've got to pull it up because I do have it in my markup RXP. Let me go here. No, I don't think I have it in my markup RXP. I think it's just in my files right now. But it's going in markup RXP very quickly so I can order it. And it is by, you know, I'm just a sucker for a hard project or a big project. And I was a person that I said, I just don't understand these people that do full coverage. And like, big full coverage. It's like, it'll take you years to get these done. And I just don't understand people doing full coverage. They don't look hard. I mean, it's just one stitch at a time. But it's like, every single stitch is done. So, just a minute. I'm going to see it. It's not wanting to let me. Oh, because I didn't do it that way. Hang on a minute. So I just always wondered what people saw in full coverage pieces. Well, I'm now one of them, and I haven't even started it. But it's by Heaven and Earth Designs, Portrait of Father Christmas, Max Color, and the artwork is by Dean Morrissey. And I need to enlarge this. Let me get my ceiling light out of the way. Is that not gorgeous? When they get these pieces done, they look so realistic because a lot of them, they'll stitch them on like a 25 count with 2 strands over 1 thread. And they actually look realistic. And this guy is getting started like in the next few days. I just haven't had the time to pull stuff together. It takes, it's going to be a 16 by 20 when it's finished. And let me find it here. It has, where in the heck is it? 198 colors to do this. Now, 198 colors, 198 bobbins are going to work great in this. So I'm going to put each bobbin in these and put these in a 3-ring binder. So there was a reason, unbeknownst to me, why these became available for me to pick up at the thrift store. Because something said, buy these because you're going to want to start this Father Christmas. So, yeah, it just all worked out so good. And at this point, I'm going to stop because I have stuff here. As you can see, I hit the gold mine on scroll frames. These, I have stuff here. I have tons of stuff yet. Oh, I will finish up StitchCon though and keepsakes with this. Let me move stuff around and show you now. I can put these away. This year they gave us these backpacks, and I haven't used mine yet, but I'm sure it's going to be handy. So we got that when we got to StitchCon and got registered. And then these, they had some StitchCon things, that little goodies from previous years. So this was only $5. And it's like one of those over-the-shoulder that you just sling over your arm. So for $5, I thought this would make a really good knitting bag. So I picked it up. So I think that'll be nice. So, yeah, at this point, I'm going to put everything away now because it's been piling up, and I'm going to call it quits for today, and then we'll come back and look at some more things. Next time I'll have my whips again, and then we'll look at maybe some starts, but we'll have some more of the stuff that I've bought since February to look at. So as always, I appreciate you sticking around and watching, and if you like the video, I would like for you to subscribe and like the video. If you ring the bell, if you click on the little bell, you'll get notifications of my next video. Since I seem to have problems keeping a schedule, I said in January I was going to try to do them every 2 weeks. I say that every time, and it doesn't work out, but hopefully 2 weeks from now we'll do another video. If you want to do a flip through some of these hardback books that I have, or the Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine, just let me know. We'll do a video on maybe some of those, just a flip through video of some of my hardback books. Yeah, if you could subscribe, if you aren't, I would appreciate that. I had gotten over 5,800 subscribers, and then between February and now, I have lost quite a few. I am down to 5760 something, I think it is. And I liked, people say numbers don't matter, and they don't matter really, because it's just, if you enjoy watching my videos, that's all that matters. But I just like to see it as my channel grows. And it's kind of disheartening when it drops down. Of course, 5,700 is nothing to sneeze at. So I just appreciate everybody that sticks around and watches my videos and likes them and subscribes. So I don't know what else to say. I just appreciate everyone that's been there for me and contacted me over the past several months. I would reply with, it's just been a hard year, and I'm going to try to get back to doing videos, and then I kept putting it off. So that getting back in the saddle was the hard part. So now I'm hopefully going to get back into a routine, and I will start making more videos more often. So anyway, for now, I hope you have a great August. Stay cool, stay warm, whatever you need to. We've had a break. It's a little cooler and rainy today, so I just hope you get lots of stitching done and enjoy the month, enjoy what's left of the summer, It'll be winter before we know it, and I am not a winter person at all. So anyway, have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.